LED KLN is a student-run organization at the University of California operating with the intention of grooming our undergraduates into professionals. So at LED, we provide our members with the skills and the competencies that they need to have when entering into the corporate world. Business School 2022 is another initiative of LED KLN this year, which is specifically designed for the undergraduates to mold their careers with the inputs from the corporate world. This is an open invitation for you guys. Stay tuned with LED and join with us. You will get the best experience in your life regarding career guidance. And stay safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to everyone who is joining us today. Here, in this wonderful evening, we are stepping towards one of the biggest events of the year organized by LED KLN Business School 2022. I'm Samali, moderator for today's session. First of all, let us have a brief idea about LED and the Business School. LED KLN is a student-run body that operates with the concept of leadership, empowerment, and development. The main motive of LED is to open up more and more paths for undergraduates to reduce the gap between the corporate world and them. As another step towards the main motive, here we are in the second step of the first phase of the Business School 2022. Business School consists of mainly three phases. First phase consists a series of sessions called Know Your Way in IT, Management, Humanities and Social Sciences, and Entrepreneurship. In phase 2, we focus on CV and e-portfolios, career growth, and how to face an interview. As the final stage of Business School in phase 3, we have allocated a day for you to face mock interviews in front of well-known personalities from the corporate world. So, as the second session of phase 1, we are about to experience Know Your Way in Management. So before moving further, I would like to invite our dearest member, Vishmi Ranasinghe, to welcome our guest speaker and the enthusiastic participants who are gathered here today. Vishmi, it's over to you.
Thank you, Somali. Good evening, everyone. It is an honor for me to welcome you all for this wonderful evening. First and foremost, on behalf of LED KLN, I would like to warm-heartedly welcome our guest speaker for today, Mr. Hasitha Hevake. He has previously worked as a manager in business development and operations at Logicare Private Limited and had started the career as a product executive for world's leading storage and material handling equipment brands at Diesel and Motor Engineering PLC. He is currently working as the Head of Business Development at John Keells Logistics Limited, which is a fully owned subsidiary of John Keells Holdings. Welcome to the session, sir. Then our beloved Executive Board of LED KLN, we warmly welcome you for the session with all respect. Finally, on behalf of Organizing Committee of Business School 2022, I would like to welcome all the enthusiastic participants who are here today with us to experience this amazing session. So let's move straightly to the informative session. We hope that you all would grab the maximum out of this at the end of the session. Over to you, Samal.
Thank you very much, Vishmi, for that warm welcome. So as she said, we invite you all to stay with us throughout the session in order to be a part of another inspiring session. So without wasting your valuable time, let us begin the informative session. So our distinguished guest speaker for today is none other than Mr. Hasita Hevage. At the same time, we kindly request you to mute yourself so that the session won't be interrupted. If you have any questions during the session, you can simply drop them into the chat box. And we have allocated a Q&A session at the end so that you can ask your questions too. So Mr. Hasita Hevage, sir, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Somali, and good evening for everyone. So it's after a hectic day doing the session. It's interesting, and if you guys can also engage with me, it will be really energetic. And if you can in a position to switch on your cameras, that's also really helpful. So we can have that engagement. So the thing is, when we are doing a virtual sessions, the thing is, I'm not in a position to understand whether you have understood the point what I have said or not. In that, if you face that kind of situation, or if you feel like whatever the point I'm saying here is not relevant to the topic, it is finding your way, just make sure you point it down that note down that point, because at the end of the day, please question me again, asking how this is going to relevant to the topic, because that's a kind of test we can identify that whether you have understood everything what I'm saying. So every single word what I'm going to say after a point is relevant for the topic. If you can't understand any of what some of that point means, that means there's a gap between my communication and your understanding. Feel free to explain you again and link it with the topic. So let me share my screen. Yeah. Right. So hope everyone is logged in, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one. Okay. So know your way in management. So let's start with a quote which is said by Walt Disney. I hope everyone knows who is Walt Disney. Does everyone knows who is Walt Disney? Yes. Okay. So Walt Disney says, all your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. So which means you might have so many dreams in your life. So only way that you can achieve it if you work on that, and you should have courage to work and achieving those dreams. If not, those dreams will be a dream. So now how we are going to pursue those dreams? By finding your own way, right? With that understanding, let's see one of the discussion points in the society these days, which is relevant to cricket. I don't know whether you guys are interested in cricket, but I'm a good cricket fan. So let's see what it is. Have you guys know these three gentlemen? Any comments on that? How are they? Everyone love them, right? After this incident. So yeah, so basically they are cricketers and everyone loved them because of the incident what happened. And are they really cricketers? Are they good at cricket or something else? What do you think? Any comments? Anyone can talk about this? You guys can unmute and then talk.
Yeah, they must be good cricketers. That's why they are there, right?
Yes, exactly. They must be cricketers. They have been crickets. But if may I ask the question, are they best at cricket or are there any talents they having? What do you think?
They may have more than talents than
Yes,
cricket.
exactly. So basically, I'm not going to insulting them or anything, but I'm trying to connect this discussion with the next slides, and I'll tell you how I'm going to connect those things. So they are cricketers, but more than that, I believe one person can be a modeler, right? At the same time, I don't know how many people have seen this video. Just look at that. Hope it's audible, right?
Yes.
That's what happened after the studying session. So he can be a politician better than a cricketer. What do you think? He has good talent. Either he can be even lawyer. So we don't know, but he's still playing cricket. So this is what happened after the study session. That person hit the century. Then the other person. I think he's good at dancing. Yes, he's a cricketer, but he's good at dancing as well. So, how all these things are connected to find the way you are way? That's what we are going to find out today. Let's find out your own way. So, we have talked about cricketers. Let's find out now what's your own way. So, know your way in management. Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for inviting me. Let's start with the content. So, before we find your ways in corporate career in organizations, we have to understand what are the openings in corporate in organizations. So first we'll look at what are the departments in organization where you can find places, find jobs, and then we can discuss about how to select an area. There are three sub topics that we are going to discuss in there. After that, I'm going to give you a small discuss about a small case study, real life example, and explain you how things change and how you can involve with that. And in the latter part, we will discuss how to start your career, and we will end up with what you should do from day one to achieve your dreams by finding your own ways. So, if we discuss about the departments in organizations, basically, I would say organizations have different departments with department heads who are reporting to the CEO. So these are the departments in organization traditionally. Or if it is a smaller scale of organization, we will find separate human resource department, finance and accounting department, sales and marketing, information technology department, then operations department. So if the company is small or if the company is a traditional organization, you will find these kind of departments. So what you are doing is you are going to find jobs in each different department. So easily that can be people who are doing HRM, like to do an HR job, people who are doing finance would like to do a finance job, likewise. But in the modern organizations, the structures have been changed. There are new departments are involved. If the organization is growing, with the growth of the organization, there are a number of opportunities you can find. So what are those things? So supply chain is a new most of the modern organization, they have different department for supply chain. Earlier, which was under either finance or operations. And for the sustainability, there's a different department. Legal, projects, research and developments. Likewise, there can be different departments than what we discussed in the beginning, HR to finance to marketing. And this is not the standard structure for the supply chain and sustainability department. There can be some other names as well for those departments. So what I wanted to say is, when you're working for an organization, rather than just being to human resource or finance or marketing, those traditional ways, there are some other areas that you can go and work. So if you look at the large organizations, there are directors of operation, IT, sales and marketing, finance, as well as there are directors for supply chain, there are directors for sustainability, there are directors for the research and development. Likewise, when the company also grows, if it is a large organization, you don't know, just need to focus on the one like HR or the finance or whatever the one area, you have more opportunities, right? So with that understanding, let's go to the next section, how to select your area. So first of all, basically I'm going to discuss this with three different areas, what you love to do. So that's where we should be focused on. What you love to do in your life, what you love to do as a work. Then the knowledge, whatever the thing you love to do or the you have to do, there should be a knowledge engaged with to perform that role. Then we'll discuss what are the knowledge you should gain and how you should gain that knowledge to perform in a corporate environment. Then who you are, you might love to do something at the same time you can do the gain the knowledge, but is that job really suits you? You never know. So that's where you have to find who you are depending on your personality. So let's start with one of the quotes of Steve Jobs. So clearly understand what he is trying to say. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, because most of the time 8 to 10 hours you are in the work, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe to be satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. So that's mean you can satisfy only if you believe doing something that you believe in, that's a great work. So, and the only way to do that great work is to love what you do. So basically speaking, whatever the thing you do, you should love that thing, and don't think that you are going to get what you love at the first time. So that's why he says, if you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle as it all matters of the heart. You will know when you find it. So you know when you find what you love to do. So until that, you have to continue. And he continues, and like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking until you find it. Don't settle. So don't settle for a second option. Go for the best option, what you love to do, but you most of the time I would say you will never find it at the first place. So until you find it, you have to go keep on searching and go. So that's how you work with what you love to do. Next thing, how to get the knowledge to do what you love to do. So by now you might have specialized in HR degree, you might have specialized in finance or marketing operations, or even some other degree. What are you trying to do? By right now, there's a dream in your mind, I want to be HR manager, I want to be a finance manager, likewise, and you are following that dream by focusing by doing specializing that degree area in management. At the same time, there can be an exam. After that exam only you can select different departments. So you might have, even though your second choice has become first choice right now, that means first you have select HR, second choice is finance, but due to some reason HR, there are no vacancies at HR department and you might have to do finance. Due to some reason you are doing something, that's okay, because education is must, and it doesn't mean that you have to do what you are or what you are learning right now. So but we have to have a clear understanding what are the knowledge that we can get and we should do when we are going forward. So basically a basic degree is must. So it could be commerce, it could be management, engineering, science, or whatever it is, basic degree is must. Based on that degree, you will get a certain set of knowledge in a specific area. So that will help you in handy when you are joining an organization. At the same time, nowadays, to go forward and be a CEO or be a manager, basic degree is not enough. You have to have one or two professional qualifications. What are those professional qualifications? So it could be, if you are focusing on finance and accountancy, you can follow CIMA, ACCA, or CA, CMA. There are so many opportunities for the finance people. If you are HR person, CIPM is there. If you are a marketing person, SIM is there. Likewise, based on your area, there are some professional qualification which you should do if you want to go in a career ladder. Even though you don't need to go in a career ladder or you want to be an entrepreneur, better to have these things in your toolkit, because you will realize going forward why these things are must. So those days it was like, okay, if I'm having a degree and I'm having a professional qualification, that would be enough. But nowadays it's not. You have to have a master's. If you Why you have to have a master's? Because everyone in the market, everyone in the management will have masters when you are going to work, and probably not one master's, either two or three masters. So you can do a master in business admin, or master in science in different area which you like to do, or master of art, whatever it is, you have to do masters as well. So we are in a situation where, if you're having a degree, professional, one or two professional qualifications, one or two masters, that could be okay as at 2022. But I'm pretty sure when we are getting around 2025, 2023, this will also not be enough. You might have to do something more than that. It could be a PhD, it could be a DBA. So if you are focused to be an academician, yes, you can do a DBA. So sorry, PhD. But if you want to be a corporate person, then what you can do is you can focus on a DBA, which means Doctor in Business Admin. Yeah. Uh, Going forward, so why you should do these things? Can anyone speak up and tell me that why you should do all these qualification degrees? I said it's required when you come to the organizations, and why you really should do this. Anyone? Guys, otherwise it's boring, so you have also a talk.
As the evidences to prove your capacity.
Yes, you have to prove your capacity. So to prove your capacity, you have to build a capacity. Exactly as Samali said. So the reason why you all need this knowledge and these qualifications, this education, because it trains your brain. So we all know when we are doing it at this school, or when we are doing our degree or whatever it is, and we come to work, we don't use at least 10% of things what we have learned in our degrees or whatever it is. But those theories we don't use right now. But those theories, those models, everything have programmed our mind, and it has trained our brain. Whenever there's a situation, automatically we act. It's purely because of the knowledge and the education we got through these qualifications. Going forward, it will make us disciplined. So we have to sit in a class for sometimes 8 to 5 hours, 8 to 5. So from morning to evening, and we can't talk with our neighbors. We can't now do crazy things, but we used to do stuff. But actually, so we are not supposed to do those things. So which make us discipline, and which make us learn us to work on time, do things rightly, properly, organize ourselves, and how to manage stress. Those kind of education gave us those kind of things. So it makes us disciplined. You will understand when you see two people at work, we can clearly say, is this person educated person, this person is not educated person, through your behavior. Because why? Education had make disciplined person through that process. At the same time, it develops your skills. So, as you correctly said, capacity it shows the capacity because it builds a capacity. That capacity demonstrating through these skills. So I'm going to spend little bit of time with these skills because why? You might have a degree, you might have professional qualification, all those things, and you come to work. They have given your KPIs. You have achieved all your KPIs. Do you think you will get promoted? Anyone? You have done everything that they asked. They have asked to achieve a budget. You have achieved budget. So they have asked to cut down cost in certain percentage. You have done it, and you have done it for a number of years continuously. Do you think are they going to promote you? What do you think? Right. So I will take example as John Keys. Maybe some other organization might do that, but John Keys is not an organization who's doing like that. To get a promotion, John Keys statistic, its performance is not the only thing. If you have performed well, if you have achieved your KPIs, then you will get a good salary, good increment, good bonus, but not the promotion. So how John Keel's holding is giving promotions based on the skill set of the person. Even though he is an average performer, if this person has developed a skills set for a next level, then John Keel's promoting those people. Because at the end of the day, skill set which you have matters. So what I'm trying to say, when you are finding your base, you have to have all these things well equipped with your toolkit. So when you go and work, you need to achieve a dream. So you are finding your way. To find your way, you have to have all these things. That's what I'm trying to explain to you here. So if I discuss about skills, these are the set of skills as a company John Keys Holding is expecting from their employees to come to a next level. I know most of the organization might not have the exact things, but having this skill set with you will highlight you in any of the organizations. So let's go spend some more time in this slide because this is really important and we'll understand what it is. So first thing is strategic ability and sound business judgment. So what does it mean? You should think strategically and you should have the ability to think strategically rather than thinking about day-to-day things. So you have strategically means rather than focusing on short term, you have to focus on long-term consequences when you are making a decision. And you have to take a sound business judgment. The business judgment you are taking, the decision you are taking should be right, which should be based on strategic ability. So this kind of a skill is must if you are in a John Keys Holding or in any organization, if you want to go up in your career ladder. Then it comes customer focus. This means even though you are in HR department, even though you are in a finance department, every organization have a customer. So therefore, whichever the department you work, you should have this customer focus skill. That's mean understand customer requirement, how to manage customer. Managing that skill of managing customer should be with you. If let's say you are a finance department person, you are not engaging with clients, you are just rude and you scolding everyone and you just keep your power and stay. But whenever the customer engage with you for a payment or whatever the matters, if you act in the same way, it means you don't have the customer focus. Therefore, should have that kind of a skill to address those kind of customers, and that skill should be developed. At the same time, building a high performance team and developing people. So it's not only about you do what you are supposed to do, achieve your KPIs, go home, take the bonus, and go home, get good increment. Always you have to build a good team. You might not face this thing from the day one of your work, but someday there will be a team who is allocated to you. You will be responsible. In that case, you are responsible of building high performance team. So identify their gaps, helping them to helping them to improve those things, and that's identify a skill and develop those people for next level. So most of the time, what will happen is when is a supervisor who is not well educated, that person doesn't like when educated come to his person come to his team. So he always try to pull that person down. But what a good manager, a good person should do is help those people to come forward. So, any questions so far? Because everyone is silent, no questions seems. Right. So, the next one is innovation and change agent. So, that's mean you have to be innovative. So, when you are working in an organization, you just can't be the person there and just achieving KPIs. You have to be innovative. So, what I'm trying to say is to find your ways. You have to be prepared like this, because when you get the chance, you have to perform you need to perform in that organization's a different way to go up. So, these skills should be there with you. So as I said, you have to be innovative. At the same time, whenever that innovation comes, there is always a resistance, because there can be a change. At that point, you have to act like a change agent. That's why you show your leadership skills, and you get all the learnings you are getting through the education system, and everything will demonstrated at that point. At the same time, initiative and follow through. So this is where you have to initiate things and do it rather than someone is asking you to do it. So that also we are identified as a skill. And decision thinking and problem solving. This is one of the important skills when it comes to organization. Decision making, because most of the people are reluctant to make decisions. They want someone else to come and say, okay, do like this, do like this. Nowadays, corporates are not expecting those kind of employees. They want people to go front, solve problems, make decisions, and get things done. That's the type of people we are looking at in corporate world. So next one is communicate effectively. Everyone might say, okay, this is about talking, what you will say and all. But no, this is the most important thing in your skill set, because if you can't be a good communicator, there will be so many problems when you go to work, because 80% of the problems happen in an organization. It's because of communication. That's true. Therefore, you have to understand you should be a person that who is good at communicating and teamwork. You always think, okay, I played basketball, I played cricket, I was in these societies, so I'm a good team worker. But it's not, maybe not. When you come to work, the environment is totally different. There are some politics, there are some problems, but still you have to work like a team with everyone to get things done and work for a common objective. And we have identified it also as a skill. And the cost efficiency mindset. No matter whatever thing you do, if your department cost is high, if you can't get those costs down, and your organization is going to generate losses. Therefore, cost efficient mindset is also considered as a skill. So guys, what I was trying to do is what I was trying to do is I initially told you what you should do is that something that you love to do, finding your ways, uh, to find your own ways. It should be something that you love. Then to do that, you need to have set of background, the knowledge which is coming from the education background. At the same time, you should have some skill of set to find your own ways and go forward. So with that understanding, we can go to the next slide, which is where we are discussing about who you are. So before go there, just give me a 1 minute break. I'll come back.
Sure, sir. If anyone has any question, you can drop them into the chat box.
Right. So next we are going to talk about who you are. So basically speaking, how you define yourself. Just can someone tell me how you are going to define yourself? Let's have some engagement, otherwise it's going to be boring because I have to talk another 30 minutes. So I can't do that if you guys are not engaging. So let's have a discussion. Otherwise, you guys also find it boring. So how do you define yourself? Just I need some answers from you guys. Guys, come on. There are around 44 people. So anyone can talk. Okay, if may ask, okay, wait. Vinda, right, Vinda, just tell us who you are. How are you going to explain yourself? Nadun? I must see Dakshit also, okay. Shamini, Situmi, anyone? Anyone can say who you are.
Okay, so I'm a person, I would say that I'm a person who is into arts. I love to write.
What else? As a person, who you are? Are you a talkative person? Are you extroverted person? Extroverted means
I would say I'm an introvert person.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sahan, how you make decisions? In a logical manner or an emotional manner? How it happens?
So which Sahan? There are two Sahans.
You. It's you.
I might say in a logical.
In a logical manner. Yes. So are you an extroverted person or introverted person? That's mean you know the meaning. Right? Extroverted person can go around with people, you are okay with people talking, and introverted person is someone who stay for his own. So what kind of person you are?
It depends on the audience I'm having. If I am
Exactly.
comfortable with people, yeah, I talk to people, and yeah.
Right.
But it is not, yeah,
Yes.
I'm fully silent.
So yes, Samali said you are extroverted person, right?
Like an ambivert.
Okay.
In the middle.
So what? Yes. So that's mean no one can define ourselves like an extroverted person or an introverted person. So it's all are in the same axis. Let me define like same axis. Let's say 0 to 10. 0 means introverted. 10 means extroverted. So it doesn't mean that you are extroverted means every time you are extroverted. Introverted means you are all the time introverted. So it can be somewhere around 5, 6. It's the thin margin between introverted and extrovert. So person to person different. So what do you think about accountant or a marketeer? Which kind of person is he or she will be an extroverted person or an introvert person? The marketeer. Just any guesses?
He or she should supply to the demand of the customers.
Yeah. As a personality, will he or she be an extroverted person or an introverted person?
Somewhat extroverted person.
Exactly, Shamin. And accountant. What about accountant? Extroverted or introverted?
I think it's good to be a kind of introverted.
Yeah. So it's like this. It's our personality. So that's by now you know, depend on our personality, the job profile also differs. So when we are interviewing a marketeer, so someone came to interviews, if that person is not talking, that person is shy, we know this person is not suitable for marketing. If so, we invited we interviewed a person who's very joyful, happening kind of person. I know kind of a finance job might not suitable for you because it needs a serious person who can go attention to detail. It doesn't mean finance people are boring, but that kind of profiling is there. So those everything depending on wait, depending on your personality. So if we are talking about personality, it defines you who you are. At the same time, let's see how you can define yourself. So we can say there are four categories that we can define ourselves. One thing is whether you are extroverted person or you are an introvert person. So as Samali correctly said, extroverts people are those people are good with people, go out with people. So it defines like emphasized by people. People enjoy a variety of tasks, quick pace, and good and multitasking. So they are good with people, go out, talk with people, and all. Introvert people are they are kind of alone people. They are work with themselves. They are not engaging with others. Those are the introvert people. So at the same time, there's another category called sensors versus intuitives. So that means sensors type of people are the realistic people who like to focus and make decisions based on facts and details. And when it comes to intuitive people, most of the times they see the bigger picture and the reality. They are so creative, those kind of people. And there's another category, thinkers versus feelers. Thinkers are the people who make decisions based on logical manner. They go to the logical analysis. And feelers, what they do is they will make decisions mostly based on very cooperative manner, sensitive, emotional, like that. And last category is judges versus perceivers. So judges are where that tend to be well organized, prepared. They work on plan. They don't what we call, they work for the rule. They don't do crazy stuff. People like that. But perceivers are the one who are open, very flexible. They make spontaneous plans. They don't stick to the plan, and they are not that kind of serious on. So why? So what you can do is you have to understand where you are sitting. Extrovert to introvert. It doesn't mean that all the time you have to be extrovert. But you have to judge for 0 to 10 where you are, and you are a sensor or a intuitive person, and thinker or a feeler, or judger or a persevere. So with these things you can understand whether. So how we can do is, if you are extrovert person, you are E. If you are a sensors person, then you ES. Now you have finalized. Then either thinker or feeler. Let's say feeler, you are F. Then judger or receiver. Let's say judge, J. That means ESFJ is your model. And it doesn't mean, so why you need to understand this? So based on these personalities, there are different job categories. So if we discuss as Shamindi said, if it is a marketing person, he's can you see my scroll? So
Yes, yes.
yeah. If it is a marketing person, he's into a category of ESFP. That means extrovert, sensors, thinker, and perceiver. So those kind of people who have those kind of what we call the personalities have a separate set of jobs like marketing jobs, skill trades, business, law enforcement, applied technologies, likewise. So people like accountants and all are into a category like ESTG. That's mean introvert, sensors, and thinker, and judges. So that's the category there. So based on what you can do is you have to find out what's your category, and based on that category there are some jobs allocated. So what you can do is, now you know what you like to do in your life. You know the skill set what you need and the qualifications you need to follow. At the same time, you know to find a jobs based on your personalities. But how can you identify your personalities? So you can do a simple example, what we call exercise. What I will do is I will drop this link in the chat box. You can copy this link and keep it you. So later when you're having time, you can follow this link. So that link gives you around 60 questions, 60 or 63 questions. When you answer those questions honestly, after that, it will gives you what kind of person you are. Then according to that, it will propose you these kind of jobs are the most suitable jobs for you. But it doesn't mean that answer is 100% right. It doesn't mean that that profile going to be there forever. No, because I was an extroverted person years back. When it comes to 2015, if we rate 0 to 10, I was extroverted person somewhere around 8, 9. But now I'm turning as a introverted person. Now where I'm somewhere 5, 6. So this personality is also changed with the environment and so many things. But you can have a kind of understanding if you can't find your way, right? If you don't know what to do in life, just do this test, identify your personalities, then you will understand what are the good jobs for your personality. If you haven't started any professional qualification based on that job, you can decide whether to go ahead with that kind of a job or not. But the most important thing is you have to decide whether you like those things or not. Let's say my personality, based on my thing, it says accounting is the suitable sector for me, like this. But if I don't want to be accountant, don't go and do that. So then find what are the interested area in me. If I know what I want to do, so let's say marketing, then find out the personal level which is required for the marketing and do whatever it is to change my personality which is suitable for marketing. If I'm not a good person, people skills, go for sessions, go for sessions and develop your skill, your personality to match that job. Right now, uh, now you know about theoretically find your way. So now you know how theoretically you can find your way. First thing, you have to love whatever the thing you do, and you have to identify what you love to do, and then build a set of skills, set of qualifications to be highlighted in the and perform well in that kind of environment. And you know there's a test to identify whether which kind of person you are and the job that you love to do are matching with your personality. If not, what to do, what how to improve your personality. So what next? You are going to do all these things, like identify what you love to do, then do a qualification, then do the personality test and identify the area. Okay, it's a marketing job or HR job is suitable for me, and you are going to apply only for HR jobs. Is that what you are going to do? Guys, let's talk. So if you do like that, it will take long time you to find a job. Because let's say this says you are a marketing person, so you are applying only for the marketing jobs, but you will give a small score, small opportunity, small window to find a job. And when you go and start work as a marketing person, you realize, oh my god, marketing is not for my thing. I'm not that kind of person. I should be doing finance. So, but you have missed so many finance opportunities because you just only focus on marketing. So, what the simple advice from me: don't think about any of these things, right? Apply from the day one. Whatever the job you get first, even data entry operator, take it. Then you know at the work how marketing team works, how finance team works, how HR team works. Check whether you like that lifestyle. Then you can find the jobs like that. Because what do you think? Can lawyers do project management? What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yes. He's a lawyer. How can they do Project manager. Anyone else other than the OC members? So can HR people do marketing?
Yeah, they might do, but it'll be boring, right?
Okay.
If they
So
have
some
the interest.
so yeah, and Samindri, can accountants do marketing?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, okay. So it's like this guy. So whatever the thing I said, to find out a way, if you are not find your way, if you don't know what to do, you might, even though you find a way in that path, that might not be true as well. Because today, when you go and work somewhere, you might think, okay, this is not my thing. And it will take some years to find out what's your own way. The first step you are keeping might not be the right thing that you are doing. As Steve Jobs said, until you find your way, you have to continuous digging and digging and digging. So what I'm trying to do is next is I'm going to tell you a practical example and how I'm showing you how these things works in the real life. Right. This is my team at work. So I'll start from the right side. So I'm there. So I'm actually I'm an accountant. Can you believe it? I'm an accountant. In profession, I'm a management accountant. Just forget about supply chain specialist part. But from the day one, I have been doing sales for 4.5 years, and I was doing business. Because why? I wanted to be a chartered accountant at the first place because I'm well organized and not like this type of opportunity. So then I was doing SIMA and I became a management accountant. So I wanted to do I wanted to be either business analyst or a finance executive. But the first job I got was a marketing job, sales job. Even I didn't know it's a sales job until I got selected. But I love that thing. I really love that thing. I came from the same part. Luckily, it became the best part for me up until today. But I don't know tomorrow. Tomorrow I might do HR or I might do something else. I don't know. So that's me. So the beautiful lady here who's wearing a orange color top, she's Akila. She's a assistant manager in my team, and trust me, she is also a management accountant. She is also coming from accounting background, and earlier she was an investment bank. Now she is doing sales and business work. So the person right here wearing the red t-shirt without specs is Susil. So actually he's here in next room in my office, and he's a lawyer. Now he's doing project management. He's the one who responsible for the expansion of this company. So he is doing his job well. And from the other side, the Louis, who's wearing this yellowish color t-shirt, he is also assistant manager business development, who did HR before, now doing business development. And other than business development, we call him the official cleaner. Whenever there's a problem in a project or whatever it is, we put this person there, this person get things done and sort things out for the company. But he was doing HR before. And this next lady is an intern who's still working with us. And the next one who's Becky. He's an executive from BD. I think he's also joined in this discussion. Initially, he was doing the admin work and social media marketing part for the business development team as a support. But trust me, now more than marketing part, he does sales. So guys, what I'm trying to tell you is, you might have different backgrounds, you might have different personalities, but when you work in an organization, you might change, you might find your own ways. If you wait until you do HRM, you wanted to be HR manager, and you wait until you get HR opportunity, you might lose so many opportunities. To find your way, you have to come on road, then go walk on that road, then you will find your own ways. If you stay at home, you are never going to find your way. So yes, you need to understand what you love. You need to understand what are the qualifications you need and skill set you need to build. At the same time, you need to understand what type of a person you are, what is your personal level. But nothing going to work if you didn't start. Whatever it is, forget about. Lawyers can be project managers. So just start from today onwards, start applying and start working. Doesn't matter whatever it is. On your way, you will find the best path for you. Until that, continuously looking for jobs. So guys, with that understanding, let's go and discuss something for your career. So how you are going to start? As I said, whatever it is taking, but no one is going to give a job because you are a graduate. I believe everyone here are doing undergraduate courses, but even though you're having the degree, no one is going to give you a job. Because why they should give a degree? Because you are having a job. And I have done this slide from our previous session also. So only even though you have a number of qualification, masters or whatever it is, no one going to give a job. So how we are going to get a job? Start from CV. And the way you face the interview matters everything. So I heard Samali was saying that there are some interviewing sessions as well, which is really good. You will understand how to face an interview. So which is a really good thing that you guys are doing for the your support, your friends and all, to understand how to face an interview. At the same time, you guys have to learn how to develop a proper CV. That's your representation even before the interview for that HR department. So guys, don't think about what you like, what you are capable of, your knowledge, your skills, or even your personality. Whatever the job you are going to get first, take it. Then identify your environment. What other jobs can do? What are the profiles required for those jobs? What would be the interesting job, right? Because the thing is, when you start working only, you will understand how corporate world works. So go for that. Start wherever you start, even from the data operator. If it is not the interesting part, continually apply day to apply for jobs, but at the same time you have to learn every day. So guys, with that, we can have a Q&A session. I just need 2 minutes of a bio break. So you guys can prepare with your questions. If you guys, the most important thing is, if you guys felt like I have been talking something irrelevant to the topic, that's the most important area that I wanted to clarify. Just shoot those points, because I will, that's mean there's a gap. I will tell you how to link that point with the topic, right? So I told you about the cricket example. Those people can be a modeling. Let's say Danush Gunadilaka be a modeler because he's a cricketer. I would define like that. If we start doing the modeling from the day one, he might not be famous like that, because cricket gave you a kind of uh, everyone got to know him through cricket. So even though he does modeling, everyone now knows him. So cricket helps him. Likewise, you can start from somewhere else and you can end from somewhere else. That's totally fine. But start from somewhere else. So guys, get ready with some questions. So we have, I think, 15 minutes. So 15 minutes or 20 minutes for the questions. After that, I need another 3-4 minutes to finish my session with, because there are only 1 or 2 slides after this. So get ready with your questions and I will come back after 2 minutes of a bye break.
Thank you very much, sir. So if you have any questions, you can be ready with them. You can either unmute yourself and ask your questions and simply drop them into the chat box. Be ready with your questions. Okay, we are getting questions. If you guys have more questions, you can drop them in the chat box. Sir, are you there?
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay, we have got a few questions. May I present them, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
The first question is, motivation is an essential part of management. How do you motivate your employees in tough times? Also yourself. How do you dedicate an important task to others while ensuring that they will be successfully completed?
Wait. So shall we go one by one?
Okay.
Okay.
Motivation is an
motivation.
essential part of management.
Yes. So it's like this. It's if I talk about ourselves, plus what we are doing this, one day we need someone in our team and we need to motivate them. So first of all, we have to be motivated. So you guys might know there are number of theories, but the main thing is we have to be self-motivated. For us to be self-motivated, there is something which should drive us from inside us, right? To have that something, we need to have a purpose in our life. So what has happened is I had a purpose in my life. I want to get this thing done by at the age of 26. I want it somehow. So I started working from the second year of my university. So that's how I started. No one asked me to work or nothing. I did everything because I wanted to get that purpose. I was self-motivated. But the thing is that purpose is must. So first of all, you need to find your own purpose and the dream. As Walt Disney said, there should be a dream and you should be encouraged enough to pursue that dream. So that dreams motivates me. I have a dream. I know at the age of this, I want these things. So that dreams whenever there's a heartbroken situation, whenever there's a tough situation, whenever there's a stressful situation, that I always reminds my dream. Okay, I want to go there, so I don't want to be in this situation. I want to come out of that. At the same time, I love what I do. Even I had to work 24 hours, I don't mind because I love what I'm doing. So those are the main two things. Have a purpose in your life. Have a dream big, and work towards that, and love what you do. So it will automatically motivate you. And just see, you guys are just doing your undergraduate. So have you ever seen your parents' face after achievement? Let's say you went the day you get selected for the university, when your parents get to know that, did you guys saw their face, how happy they are? So that's where I started. That was the initial motivation I had before I had a purpose in my life. So I had a purpose. And a dream to achieve when I was 26. Unfortunately, I couldn't achieve it, but I achieved everything else. Because of that, I am here. So because I was self-motivated. So that's a number one. And the next question is, how do you manage your team and how do you motivate your team? First thing, you have to tell the same story to them. They should also have a purpose in their life. And if you can know that thing, what my team would like to do, then I know how to motivate that person. I know I will help that person to direct that point. And there can be a situation that everyone got stressful, heartbroken situation. So as a manager in that case, I have to be I had to have good emotional intelligence. So even though how downful situation it is, I shouldn't show my emotions. I shouldn't show that, okay, we are down, no, we are done. I have to be come up and say, don't worry guys, this is normal. We can get this thing done. And at the same time, we have to have common objectives. So if we are motivated for our personal goals and if we go for our personal goals, the company or the team might not achieve its objective because they are doing their personal agendas. But at the same time, we have to align that personal goal, personal objectives, purpose with the company and the team objective. That's how we have to motivate and we have to help. And it works. Yes. Next question.
Yes, thank you very much for answering that questions in an interesting way. So here we have another question. How do you assign important tasks to others while ensuring that they will be successfully completed?
Yeah. Well, so I'll tell you a practical example. When I joined this company, this team was new to me, and there are some new members to the team. So when I don't know about my team as how what they are capable of. It will take some time to build that confidence about for me on my team as well as on my team on me. So in that case, if I ask someone to get things done, I clearly ask you understand what to deliver, and I have to guide them. Everyone have to guide them. If you tell someone to get things done, we have to check whether that person can do it and guide them. Look here, follow these steps. If you can't, don't get it, then you will get what you the English are. So do it in that way and not. If that person thinks like, okay, I can get this done without my help or anyone else help, let him do it his own way. It might be wrong. It can be a mistake. That's totally fine. And don't encourage mistakes to happen, because then those people will learn, those people will develop. Encourage them to do mistakes and tell them how to do the things if they got failed, guide them, and you will get the best out of them. But it is hard initially. It will take long time to get these things done when you assign something to someone else. But after a time, over a period of time, when they are really developed, it's just a matter of a saying, okay, I want this, please get this thing done. They will get it done. So we have to develop our teams like that, and teams will also give back the same thing in return to you. What else?
Okay, I hope you got this, the best answer. So we have a few more questions.
Yeah,
We are aware that, may I present them, sir?
No, let's 1 minute. So this is the manager's perspective. So the undergraduates here not going to be managers from their first job. So as undergraduates, as interns or trainees or executives, what you should do is don't worry about doing mistakes. Don't worry that you are going to get scolded. If someone asks you to get done something, if no one is directing you, find a way to get it done. Google it or talk to some other friend in the other office, ask them, and get it done by your own way. You can be wrong. It can be a stupid thing that you have done. That's fine, because after that point, you know that kind of a problem, that is not the solution, and you will never do the same mistake again. So therefore, that's how you should start. Whenever you go up the career ladder, you will find your own way to motivate people. You will find on your way to get things out from others. Yeah, next one.
Yeah. Here's the next one. We are aware that adaptability is important in the management field, not only in management as well as in our day-to-day life too. So what are the most important adaptability skills and how should we develop them?
Well, it's a tough question though. Okay, I would answer it like this. The same example I'm using for everywhere. So our 5 fingers are different, right? Different fingers mean different people. Whenever you go, the people are different. They might have different background. So only thing what we can do is we have to adapt to that environment. It doesn't mean we have to be that environment. We have to adapt to that environment. That's also coming back to the same thing. Why we are in that environment? Because there's a purpose. There should be objective to objective that we have to achieve. That's why we are in that environment. So you don't really need to adapt to that environment, but you should be able to tolerate things and achieve that objective. Because adapting to environment, I don't think how practical it is, how possible it is. Because today I'm working for a John Key statistic. It doesn't mean now I have adapted to this environment. I'm just engaging with them and well, I'm not, because there are so many people. How can different people are different? So I can't adapt to a specific thing. But there are rules, regulations, standards. I have to adapt. Processes, I have to adapt. That's a different thing. That's wherever we go, we have to do. When I go to another company, that will be totally different. So then I can't be myself. You have to be yourself, but you have to be okay with working with anyone. That's where the people skills come. So teamwork comes because we are working for a common goal, and you can go. This is for the professional life, but personal life, when you are become family, you have to adapt because it's your family. You can't be someone else in front of your family. Yes. I hope I answered that question because it was a bit tricky question. I hope I answered. Or if you need more clarification, let's have a discussion.
Yes, thank you for such an insightful and practical answer. I also think that the person who asked that question got the right answer. So may I present the next question, sir? Okay. In a world of short-term thinking, an effective organizational culture provides the ultimate competitive advantage. So, what does it take to build an organizational culture that wins?
Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
In a world of short-term thinking, an effective organizational culture provides the ultimate competitive advantage. So, what does it take to build an organizational culture that wins?
Okay.
I hope it's clear, sir.
I would say there are a number of different parts in that question, right? First thing is, it's like this. I have to make my answer relevant for the undergraduates as well as when they are going up also, how to handle this thing. So short-term thinking is something else, which is operational. And when you go up in the ladder, you shouldn't have the short-term thinking, you should have the long-term thinking. And effective organization culture. Let's not talk about effective organization cultures because the different organizations have different cultures. But I'm telling you something like this. You are talking about organization cultures and how to develop a good organization culture. So there can be different type of organization cultures: politically driven organization cultures, performing organization cultures, KLN organization cultures. What else? Likewise, there are so many organization cultures. But as a undergraduate going for a office first day, you have to understand one thing. You can't change the culture at that organization. Either you have to work with them, either you have to learn how to work with them and get things done, learn as much as possible. It's still you can't tolerate things to leave that place and go for another place. Or you have to think to adapt to that culture means you also become someone like that you have to decide. So as a starter, as a fresher, you don't go and try to change the culture. What you can do is understand and learn how to survive in that kind of culture. It's okay even though you fail. When you come in the career ladder up and up, there can be a day that you are a CEO and you are going for an organization as a CEO. And you are coming from a multinational company, previous work in a multinational company, that kind of background, and you are coming from a local organization. So basically you are coming from an international background, international culture, performing culture, and the local organization is fully politically driven, no goal congruence, sub objectives, that kind of thing. So this will be a shock to that CEO. But CEO knows this kind of culture won't survive, won't sustain that company can't sustain in that kind of a culture. In that case, he has to change the culture. How he is changing the culture? Culture is what? The people who are in that organization. So if we want to create a performance-driven culture, he has to change people in that organization who are encouraging that kind of a negative culture and replace them and have that culture. Won't happen overnight. It will take years, but can be done. So basically, as undergraduates, I would say, don't think about cultures. There can be toxic cultures. That's okay. Go there and don't say this. Someone said, don't go and work that company. That company culture is not good. Please don't listen to them. Go and work in that organization. Then you will know the worst environment that you can put in. You can work on and learn how to work on that kind of environment. And one day when you are going through another organization, which is a much better culture, but if there are cultural problem, you know how to survive. You know how to manage. So don't think about culture, just go there, learn how to survive in that kind of culture. That's it. Anything else?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We have more questions. May I present them, sir?
Yeah, you can. Let me stop sharing.
Okay. What are the perspectives considered by managers when making long-term decisions?
Right. So one thing, managers make decisions for organizations, right? What is the purpose of a company? I'm talking about private company, not a government company, private company. What's the purpose of a company? Anyone, I think more, there are so many commerce students here. Anyone can tell what's the purpose of a private group, just a company organization, unless it is charity organization, non-profit organization. What is the purpose of the company? Anyone can tell. I was the one who was talking all this time, so you guys will talk.
Gain a profit.
Exactly. So all companies are focusing on profit. In other terms, maximizing shareholder wealth to support the people who are might not have the commerce background. I will explain it. Shareholders are one who are own this company. They are putting money on that company because they want a return. If you put your money on a bank, you need an interest. Likewise, shareholders put that money on this company because they want a return. So to manage that company, those shareholders are appointing board of directors. Board of directors are appointing managers. So the ultimate objective of those managers is to maximize the shareholder wealth. In other terms, simple terms, develop, increase more, bring more and more profits, bring more and more cash flows, right? So all long-term decisions, whatever it is, sustainability-wise, so whatever it is, it's ultimately come to a one point saying it should increase the company profitability. That's the ultimate thing. So that's how all managers taking strategic decisions. At the same time, there can be things like sustainability related things. There can be things health and safety related things. Those decisions, managers are not thinking about the profitability or the cost. They just do those things because those things are must. Every other decision based on rupees and cents. What else?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. May I present the next one?
Yes.
This question is from a final year student following business management degree. He is asking, he would like to know what are the professional qualifications that he can follow since he is majoring in management and administration, business development field.
Management, administration. So
Management and administration, business development field.
okay, so is that person is in this forum? Okay,
Yes, I
not,
think.
Yeah, if he or she can talk. So what would you like to do in life? You can be a management student, but at the same time you would like to be a singer also. But what would you like to do in life? So professional qualifications also, it's like this. So if what I'm telling you this, if you can't find your way, right? Whether to do a SIMA, whether to do a SIM, I don't know whether I'm extroverted person or introverted person, or I'm good at marketing or accounting, whether I'm good at this job or job which I have to move here and there. Don't think too much. Don't complex your life. Just apply for whatever the job it is. Let's say the finance executive. So being a management student, you know about basic finance, you know about PNL. Being a management student, you know about recruitments, you know about HR, what HR departments are. Be a management student, you know about marketing and know whatever they, because you become a graduate, undergraduate, because there are kind of skill set and knowledge you have, and companies won't expect you to do so many things when you become a fresher. So apply for jobs, go for those interviews and talk according to, let's say you are going for HR interview, and don't go and say I would like to do marketing there. You go and say I would like to do HR. You start working in HR department, talk to your friends in the finance department and marketing department, see what are the things happening in those departments. If you realize HRM is not your thing, you might marketing department is good. There are nice girls in marketing department. You also want to go and join with them, go and join in marketing team. So you can try things, because still you are 23, 24, 25. Still you have time. Try out something and identify what's best for you. Because I can't tell you this is what you should do. Go and do this. You are the one who know who you are. You are the one who can find it. Make sure you do that personality test. You can get a clue from that one as well. What else?
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Do what you love, and that's the thing you can.
Love what you do.
Yeah. We have another question. What are the key points that we should be concerned about when applying to a company?
Come back again.
What are the key points that we should be concerned about when applying to a company?
I told you, CV. Your CV should be attractive, because no one going to see you until the first thing they see your CV. It should be attractive. It should be prepared in an attractive manner, and format should be perfect. There shouldn't be spelling mistakes. There shouldn't be different formats. One format should be there. So therefore, your CV should be perfectly perfect. Should be perfect. Then only you will be called for interviews, and it should be attractive. One, right? Sorry. So yeah, you have to have the CV. The next thing is the way you face the interview. So you have to go well prepared, do a background check about the company. If you can find out who are the people who are going to interview, just check their backgrounds and talk confidently in whatever the interview you are facing. Talk confidently. Even though you are saying a lie, don't lie. It's not ethical, but do it confidently. Yes. Next.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Sir, here's another request from the audience. They are saying that the session is really helpful and asking for you to share the presentation with us if possible.
We'll share the presentation.
Okay.
What else?
Yeah, so I think all the questions are over. If you have more questions, you can drop them into the chat box. So, I think there are no more questions.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. Right. So we discussed so many things, and one slide before we end, two slides actually before we end the time also up. So I'll go quickly. Wait. Right. So what you should do, as I last time also I presented the same slide, because this is the most important slide in my presentation. You have to strengthen your knowledge. You have to learn everything, even though you start from the HR department or whatever department. Talk to your friends, get a good knowledge about your company as well as your competitors, other companies in the market, your suppliers. Collect knowledge every time, collect information be strengthen your knowledge about what you are doing. And you have to be good, you have to build good relationships with your team, with your boss, with your competitors, with everyone surrounding you. You have to build good relationship, because that's what gives you more job opportunities in the future. And expand your network. That's where you identify new people, you get to know new people, and working with those new people. Have that network. It could be LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever it is. Have that network with you, which will help you in your career somewhere down the line. At the same time, maintain a decent LinkedIn profile, because nowadays people are asked call for interviews purely based on LinkedIn, and you should have a good LinkedIn profile. At the same time, you have to be committed. Whatever it is you do, even though you love it or not, you have to be committed. Then only you will learn, and you will find what you love to do. Then only people see you are a committed person and recruit you for the things that you love to do. At the same time, don't give up. This is not an easy journey. Throughout this journey, you will find so many hardships, so many heartbroken situations, whatever it is, personal problems, financial problems, family problems, whatever it is. Don't give up. Those things are common. So you have to come across those things and work hard, because why? You are pursuing a dream and you have to go to that dream. At the same time, the most important thing is, whatever the thing you do in life, enjoy and celebrate. There could be small achievements, small things, but make sure you celebrate. And most importantly, I would say, every time I'm saying, whatever the thing I'm sharing with you, I got those things from the people around me, people who told those things to me, and I'm sharing that knowledge with you. If you also get to share this thing with someone else, please do share, help them also to learn something new, and come be a good citizen for the country. At the same time, I will be finishing my presentation with this. I know who is this person. Is Usain Bolt. He is the world champion who's having 400 meters, and no one couldn't match his record yet. So who is he? He's a world champion, yes, but is he a good starter? If you go and check all his races, all his videos, he's late in milliseconds when he start the race. Everyone else was starting their race millisecond before him, because he is not a good starter. But he always says he's not a good starter, but he's a strong finisher. You should also be like that. Don't think about where you are starting. It doesn't matter. What all matters is where you are going to end. The end matters. So always focus on that. Usain Bolt is competing with few people because he's in a race. But you are also in a race, but not with others, with your own self. So therefore, your competitor in your life, in your race, is not your neighbor or not anyone else, not in relations or anyone. It's you. You should have a race with your own self to be a better person than who were you yesterday. And tomorrow you should be a better person than who you are today. That's your race. So guys, wish you all the very best. And thank you very much for inviting me. And I wish I'll see you all of guys in the corporate lab. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. So thank you very much, Mr. Hasita, for such an elaborative and interesting informative session. And thank you for answering the questions also in an insightful and practical way. We hope that our audience grasps the maximum out of it. And thank you everyone for your active participation throughout the session. I think everyone could gain a lot of knowledge through the session about the fundamentals about management, and so elaborated everyone in a practical way. So these are the things that must known by our undergraduates. So thank you very much, sir, for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. So now the time has come to see everyone. Let's take a group photo. Everyone, please turn on your videos if possible. We will wait for some time. Please switch on your videos. We love to see your beautiful faces. Okay, I will count then. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So, as every good thing has an end, we have come to the end of today's session. So, at last but not least, I would like to invite our dearest member, Devduni, to deliver the word of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee of Business School.
Thank you, Sonali Akka. A very good evening to everyone. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend my great gratitude to Mr. Hasita Havagate, the Head of Business Development at John Keel's Logistics Private Limited, for supplementing us with this sea of knowledge and for finding time for us in between your very busy schedules. And I hope our audience got the answers they were looking for. Thank you very much, sir, for this very informative and interesting session. Then I'm thankful to all the enthusiastic participants here today because without you, this event would not be a success. Moreover, my heartfelt thanks to all the members of the organizing committee for organizing such a valuable event today. And also, I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for our beloved executive board members. And finally, to all the lead members and everyone else behind today's event, I thank you all and I hope you will keep supporting with us throughout the Business School 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Devduni. So as she said, Business School is the grand output of a collaborative work. So this is the end of an amazing step of Business School 2022 organized by LED KLN. So now it's your responsibility to get equipped with all the information and show what you have learned in the upcoming sessions. And hope to see all your faces in the upcoming sessions as well. Have a good night and stay safe.